Hello dear students, this is me Bharti and today again we are going to continue with the topic circle. In the last session we have studied practice set 3.2. Today we shall study some basic of practice set 3.3, that is arc. In that you are going to study major arc, minor arc and semicircular arc, as well as you are also going to study central angle, few theorems and its converse, congruent arc, and then practice set 3.3. So let us start with the arc. Now children, if you observe this diagram, you can see a circle with center C. You can see a second, that is second AB. It divides the circle into two parts. One is AYB and other is AXB. Now looking at the diagram, you can see that the lower portion is the smaller one. Okay, AXB is smaller portion than AYB. Okay, therefore looking at the diagram, you can say that when a secant divides the circle into two parts, you get two arcs. One is major arc and the smaller one is the minor arc. Minor, the word minor itself tells you minor means small. Okay, so when a secant divides the circle into two parts, you get two arcs, that is AXB and AYB. Okay, but you can see AYB is bigger one and therefore it is called as major arc. Okay, therefore it is called as major arc, and AXB is smaller arc and therefore it is called as minor arc. Okay, I'll write down here. Okay, as well you can write AYB as AXB as minor arc and AYB as major arc. Now children, the arc which contains center, or the arc which lies above the secant and has center in it, that is AYB, you can call it as major arc. Okay, and the arc which lies on the other side of the center, okay, that is AXB, is called as the minor arc. Okay, the arc which you can define it as the arc which contains the center is called as major arc. Okay, as well as the arc which lies on the other side of the circle is called, or other side of the center is called as minor arc. Okay, now we'll write down the measure of arc. How to write the measure of arc? So measure of arc AYB can be written as, or is written as, M for measurement in bracket arc AYB, okay, as well as you can write measurement of arc AXB, okay. So AYB is what? It is major arc. So I'll write it with other pen, major arc, and AYB is minor arc. Okay, now similarly, in short you can write this measurement of arc AYB or measurement of arc AXB as I have written over here. Now children, let us write down the definition of major arc and minor arc for your more information. Okay, so I hope so you all will also note it down in your notebook. Remember that the arc above the secant is major arc and below the secant is minor arc. Major arc contains center in it, but minor arc is on the other side of the center. Okay. Now we'll write down the definition. The arc on the side of the center, or which has center or which contains center in it, the arc on the side of the center or which contains center in it is called major arc. Now we'll write what is minor arc. The arc on the side, or you can say on the other side of the center, is called as minor arc. The arc on the other side of the center is called as minor arc. Okay. I hope so you all have understood this. Now let us move on towards the next point, that is central angle. That is semicircular arc. Let us study what is semicircular arc. Okay. Now children, you can see, or children, you very well know that the measure of a circle is 360 degree. Okay. And you can see here second AB divides this circle into two parts. Okay. Circle is divided into two parts, and you know that semicircle is of 180 degree. Now we'll suppose your center is C. Okay, and this line AB or second AB is passing through the center, and it is dividing the circle into two equal parts. Okay, that is semicircles. And therefore what you come to know that you get two arcs. When the second passes through the center, you get two arcs, that is AXB and AYB. But as you see, it is passing through the center. You don't have here as major arc and minor arc. You get two equal arcs over here. Okay, AYB and AXB. Now children, as these two arcs are equal, you can say that the circle measures 360 degree and semicircle is half of 360 degree. Okay, therefore you can see here measurement of arc AYB is equal to measurement of arc AXB is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so as they are semicircles. Okay, it divides the circle into two equal parts. The second has divided the circle into two equal parts as it is passing through the center. Therefore measurement of both the arcs is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, measurement of both the arcs is equal to 180 degrees. I hope so it is clear to all. Now let us move on towards central angle. Now children, what is central angle? Now you can see here angle AOB, whose center or whose vertex is on the center. You can see vertex of angle AOB is on the center. Okay, the angle whose vertex is on the center is called as central angle. Okay, the angle whose center or whose vertex is on the center is called as central angle. Or you can also say that when the angle has a vertex on the center is called as a central angle. Now we'll write down the definition. Okay, when the vertex of the angle is on the center, or when the vertex of the angle is the center of the circle, then the angle is called as central angle. Okay, then the angle is called as central angle. Now, like a second, this central angle also forms two arcs. Okay, it forms two arcs, that is APB is the minor arc and AQB is the major arc. Okay, you can see APB is the minor arc and AQB is the major arc. So, I will write it down here. Major arc, see AQB, major arc is equal to arc AQB, and minor arc is equal to arc APB. Okay, now the measure of minor arc, now you can see APB is the minor arc equal to the measurement of the central angle. Now suppose whatever is the measurement of angle AOB will be the measurement of arc APB. Okay, just note it down here. Measure of the minor arc is equal to the measure of the corresponding central angle. Okay. Now children, suppose the measurement of angle AOB is theta. Okay, measurement of angle AOB is theta. Therefore, the measurement of arc APB will be theta. Okay, if measurement of angle AOB is theta, therefore measurement of angle arc APB will be also theta. Now suppose theta is equal to 30 degree. Therefore angle AOB is equal to theta is equal to 30 degree. Therefore arc APB will also be 30 degrees. So if measurement of angle AOB is equal to theta is equal to 30 degrees, therefore measurement of arc APB is also equal to 30 degrees. Okay, what you have to remember, whatever is the measurement of this angle, that will be the measurement of the minor arc. Okay, not major arc, but it will be the measurement of minor arc. Whatever is the measurement of this central angle, that is going to be the measurement of the minor arc. Okay, now children, if you want to find this major arc, if you want to find the measurement of major arc, what we have done, we have considered this theta as 30 degree. Okay, just we'll find out that measurement of minor arc plus measurement of major arc, so what is the total circle? That is of 360 degrees. Minor arc, how much we have considered? 30 degree plus measurement of major arc is equal to 360 degrees. Therefore measurement of major arc is equal to 360 degree minus 30 degree. Therefore measurement of major arc is equal to 330 degrees. Okay, now children, okay, if you want to find the measurement of major arc, what you have to do? 360 degree minus measurement of minor arc. Okay, if it is told to find measure of minor arc, then you have to do, that is 360 degree minus measurement of major arc, and measure of semicircular arc is 180 degree. So you have to keep this formula in mind. Okay, if you want to find minor arc, you have to minus minor arc from 360 degree. If you have to find major arc, you have to if you want to find major arc, you have to do 360 degree minus minor arc. As well as if you have to find minor arc, you have to do, that is subtract 360 degree minus major arc. Now let us move on towards congruent arc. Now congruent arc. Now if you see in this diagram, you can see there are two circles with the same center, that is center is O. Okay, now see, this is the center of the circle O. Now children, if you see this arc AB and arc PQ, you can see here is the central angle. Okay, AOB is the central angle. Okay, now whatever is the measurement of central angle, that is going to be the measurement of arc AB. Okay, it is also going to be of you can see this arc PQ. Okay, the measurement of arc PQ will be equal to the measure of the central angle, and you can see central angle is 50 degree. Therefore you can say that arc PQ is equal to 50 degree and arc AB is also equal to 50 degree. But children, if I pick up this arc PQ and I place it on AB, is it going to fit exactly over here? No, it is not going to exactly fit over here. As you can see, arc AB is bigger than arc PQ. Okay, arc PQ is smaller than arc AB.
Therefore, you can't say that arc PQ and arc AB are congruent. Even when their central angle is equal, you can't say arc PQ and arc AB are equal. Okay. So you cannot say that AB is congruent to PQ. But in such a case, what you have to do, you have to see the opposite angle. Okay, now if you see here, vertically opposite angle. Now if you see here, this angle will be also 50 degrees as it is vertically opposite angle. Therefore, this PQ is congruent to ST or TS. Okay, this PQ will be congruent to TS and this AB will be congruent to DE. Is it clear till here? You cannot say that PQ is congruent to AB. No. If you see vertically opposite angle. Now if I pick up this AB and if I place it on DE, it is going to be the same. Okay. If you see the radius of this bigger circle, if you see OA will be equal to OE. Okay. If you see this OP will be equal to OT. Okay. Now when two arcs are congruent, when two arcs will be congruent, if their measures and the radius are same. If the measure and the radius of both the arc is same, then you can say that the two arcs are congruent. I hope so it is clear till here to you all. Now once again I'll repeat. The measurement of central angle is equal to the measurement of minor arc. Now you can see here this arc, this angle, that is AOB, is 50 degree. Okay, therefore arc AB will be also 50 degree and arc PQ will be also 50 degree. But you cannot say that AB is congruent to PQ. Okay, congruent means what? It should fit on one another exactly. But if you pick up this PQ and place on AB, it will be smaller. Okay, so what you have to do in case of circle, you have to see the vertically opposite angle. Now which is vertically opposite angle? You can see this. This is the vertical opposite, EOD. Therefore, this PQ is congruent to TS and AB is congruent to DE. In the same way, vertically opposite angle of this 70 degree will be here. Therefore, UT is congruent to QR and EF is congruent to CB or BC. Okay. In the same way, here you have 60 degree. Here also the vertically opposite angle will be of 60 degree. Therefore, SR is congruent to UP and DC is congruent to AF. Okay. I hope so it is clear till here, and just for your information I'll write down it here. Now see, measurement of arc AB is equal to 50 degree. Okay. Measurement of arc PQ is also 50 degrees, but arc AB is not congruent to arc PQ. Okay. Therefore, what you have to do? You have to take vertically opposite angles. Therefore, arc AB is congruent to arc DE. I hope so it is clear to you all. So there is no need of writing everything over here. Just listen the explanation carefully. Okay. Now let us move on towards the next point, that is theorem. Now in the theorem they have given the chord corresponding to the congruent arc of a circle or congruent circles are congruent. Okay. So what is given to you all? The chords of corresponding to the congruent arcs. Now you can see this chord and you can see this arc. They are congruent. Okay. Now what is given to you? It is given that circle with center O. Circle with center O. Then you have arc PXQ congruent to arc AYB. So this is given to you all. You have to prove that chord PQ is congruent to chord AB. Chord PQ is congruent to chord AB. Okay. Now let us consider these two triangles, that is POQ and AOB. Okay, in triangle POQ and triangle AOB. Now in this triangle, if you see, this OP is congruent to OA. They are radii of the same circle. Okay, angle POQ is congruent to angle AOB. Okay, you also know that arc, why they are congruent, as arc PXQ is congruent to arc AYB. Okay, you also know that OQ is congruent to OA, again the radii of the same circle. Therefore, by SAS test, you can say that both the triangles are congruent. And as both the triangles are congruent, you can say that this PQ is congruent to AB by the corresponding sides of congruent triangles. Okay, now just we'll write it down. Now I'll write down seg OP is congruent to seg OA. OP is congruent to OA. I'll write down here radii of same circle. Radii of same circle. After that you have angle POQ. POQ congruent to angle AOB. Why they are congruent? As arc PXY is congruent to arc AYB, which is given to y'all. Okay, after that you can say seg OQ is congruent to seg OA. Seg OQ is congruent to seg OA. Again it is the radii of same circle. Okay, now by SAS test, you can say that triangle POQ is congruent to triangle AOB. Okay, therefore PQ is congruent to AB, and that is by CSCT, that is corresponding sides of congruent triangles. So this theorem was very easy. Now let us see the converse of this theorem. Now in the converse of this theorem, it is given that corresponding arcs of congruent chords of a circle or congruent circles are congruent. Okay, now what is given to you all then? In a circle with center O, chord PQ and chord AB are congruent. Okay, you have to prove that arc PXQ is congruent to arc AYB. So let us write down what is given. In a circle with center O, chord PQ is congruent to chord AB. Okay, chord PQ is congruent to chord AB. What you have to prove? That arc PXQ is congruent to arc AYB. Now let us consider the two triangles, that is POQ and AOB. Okay, now in this triangle, OP is congruent to OA, that is radii of same circle. Then also you also know that OQ is congruent to OB, that is also radii of same circle. Okay, now one second. I'll write down here, in triangle POQ and triangle AOB, OP is congruent to OA, then OQ is congruent to OB. Okay, then PQ is congruent to AB is given. This is radii of same circle. Okay, then PQ is congruent to AB. This is given to you all. Okay, now all the three sides are congruent. Therefore, by SSS test, you can say that triangle POQ is congruent to triangle AOB. Okay, as two triangles are congruent, therefore their corresponding angles are also congruent. Therefore angle POQ is congruent to angle AOB, and therefore you can say that arc PXQ is congruent to arc AYB. Why? The measurement of the central angle is equal to the measurement of the minor arc. Okay. Now let us move on towards practice set 3.3. The first question in practice set 3.3 is points G, D, E, F are concyclic of circle with center C. Angle ECF, you can see this angle ECF is 70 degrees. Arc DGF, you can see this arc DGF, this arc, it is 200 degrees. You have to find measurement of arc DE and you have to find measurement of arc DEF. You have to find first the smaller arc and then this arc. Okay, so what we'll do first in solution, what is given to you all? Angle ECF is equal to 70 degree. You can see this ECF is 70 degrees. Okay, therefore measurement of arc EF, if angle ECF is 70 degree, therefore this arc EF is also equal to 70 degrees. Okay, now measurement of arc DE plus measurement of arc CEF plus measurement of arc, I'll write it down over here, plus measurement of arc DGF is equal to 360 degrees. I don't have place over here, so I have written it down. So see, arc DE plus arc CEF plus arc, you can see this DGF all together forms 70 degrees, or here you can write just EF. Arc DE plus arc EF plus arc DGF is equal to 360 degrees. Okay, now children, therefore measurement of arc DE is equal to, now measurement of arc EF, here plus it is a plus measurement of arc EF. So how much is EF? EF is 70 degree plus DGF is plus 200 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. Okay, therefore measurement of arc DE is equal to 360 minus this will be 270 degrees. Therefore measurement of arc DE is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so first one you got, that is DE. Arc DE is 90 degrees. Okay, now you have to find the measurement of arc DEF, this big arc. Okay, DEF. Therefore measurement of arc DEF is equal to measurement of arc DE plus the measurement of arc EF. So how much is DE now? DE is 90 degree plus EF is 70. 90 plus 70 is 160 degree. Therefore measurement of arc DEF is equal to 160 degrees. So see, it was very easy. Okay, so first what we have done, whatever was the measurement of angle ECF, that will be the measurement of this arc, that is 70 degree. Then what we did, we added this DE plus arc EF plus arc this DGF or FGD okay, is equal to 360 degree. Two values we already know, that is 70 plus 200, and we have subtracted it from 360 and we got the value of arc DE. Okay, in the same way, to find the measurement of DEF, what we did, measurement of arc DE plus measurement of arc EF, that means 90 plus 70 is equal to 160 degrees. Now let us move on towards the question number 2. Now in question number 2, in figure, triangle QRS is an equilateral triangle. Prove that arc RS is congruent to arc QS is congruent to arc QR. Okay, arc RS is congruent to arc QS is congruent to arc QR. Okay, again you have to also find measurement of arc QRS. You have to find the measurement of this big arc, major arc. RQS is equal to 240 degrees. You have to prove that the measurement of this arc is 240 degrees. Okay, so let us start with the given. What is given to you all? That is triangle QRS is a equilateral triangle. Okay, then what you have to prove? That first one, arc RS is congruent to arc QS is congruent to arc QR. Okay, then you have to prove that measurement of arc QRS is equal to 240 degrees. So as a part of construction, what you are going to do, you are going to join this OR, OQ and OS. I'll write down here, join OR, OQ, OR, OQ and OS. Okay, now in the proof, first one, now let us consider the triangle QRS. Okay, in triangle QRS, you know that QR is congruent to RS is congruent to QS, as the triangle is an equilateral triangle. Okay, therefore QR is congruent to QS is congruent to RS. Okay, now therefore chord QR is congruent to chord RS. Okay, this you come to know from the theorem. After that, you can write here arc QR is congruent to arc RS. Put it as equation 1. Okay, now you got this chord RS is congruent to chord RQ. Okay, now similarly, this chord RS is also congruent to, see this, RS is congruent to QS. Chord RS is congruent to chord QS by theorem. Therefore, you can write down here arc RS is congruent to arc QS, equation 2. Now, from equation 1 and 2, what you get? Arc QR is congruent to arc RS is congruent to arc QS. Okay, therefore measurement of arc QR plus measurement of arc RS plus measurement of arc QS is equal to 360 degree. Now suppose this all is equal to x. Okay, therefore x degree plus x degree plus x degree is equal to 360 degree. Therefore 3x degree is equal to 360 degree. Therefore x is equal to 360 upon 3. Therefore x is equal to 120 degrees. Okay. So I'll put a box over here. Now children, as you got the value of x, therefore you can write down here, therefore measurement of arc QR is equal to measurement of arc RS is equal to measurement of arc QS is equal to 120 degree. Therefore, in order to find the measurement of arc QRS, now see this QRS, this arc. Measurement, second one, the measurement of arc QRS is equal to measurement of arc QR plus measurement of arc RS. Okay, so how much is QR? QR is 120 as well as RS is also 120. Therefore, measurement of arc QRS will be 240 degrees. So this was also very simple. Now let us move on towards the last question of this problem set, not problem set, practice set 3.3. Okay. In figure, chord AB is congruent to chord CD. You can see this chord AB is congruent to chord CD. You have to prove that arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Okay, you have to prove that chord AC is congruent to chord BD. Okay, so first of all, we'll write down what is given to us. Now, it is given to us that chord AB is congruent to chord CD. Okay, you have to prove that arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Okay, now let us move on towards the proof. Now in circle, chord AB is congruent to chord CD. It is given to you. Chord AB is congruent to chord CD. You can write down here given. Okay, then you can write down it as arc AB is also congruent to arc CD by theorem. Okay, therefore measurement of arc EB is equal to measurement of arc CD. Okay, measurement of arc AB, this arc will be equal to measurement of arc CD. Now what is arc AB? Arc AB means arc CE. Arc AC plus arc CB. Okay, that is AB. I'll write down here. Measurement of arc AC plus measurement of arc CB is equal to, now what is CD? Arc BD plus arc CB. I'll write down here measurement of arc CB plus measurement of arc BD. Okay, therefore this arc CB will get cancelled. Okay, therefore measurement of arc AC is equal to measurement of arc BD. Therefore you can say that arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Okay, so this was all in the practice set 3.3. In the next session we shall start with the new topic. So till then, thank you.